Ladies and gentlemen, the Buccaneers lost to the Green Bay Packers 14-12 tonight. This is the aftermath with Slick in the Jordan face, dude. This is your therapy. This is your place to yell and scream. This is your place to vent, to piss, to moan, to do whatever you want. Slick and I will do our best to keep you happy and cheerful, but there's some things we want to get to, and I know Slick's got some stuff on his chest there besides that beautiful necklace that he wants to talk about. So Slick,
lock down, baby.
Yeah, there you go, Slick. What? Tell me your rapid reaction to the game right now.
It took that long to move a fucking ball, and then I get it that they were in a fucking prevent defense. I get that shit, but seriously, threading the needle was all of a sudden really, really, really fucking easy. It should never be that easy. The hardest thing for me, the bitter pill for me to swallow, is the fucking penalties. We had a decent run game when it got going, but we couldn't get it going because once you're second and 15, it's over. You can't run the fucking football unless you're getting 6 yards plus a fucking go. You just can't do that shit. So it forced them to throw the ball. The right receiver's position is banged up, and it clearly showed. It took a little bit more for them to go out. We've got to see a little. The biggest positive for me, and we got to see some fucking tight ends catch a fucking ball. That's my biggest takeaway from this. Oh, sorry, and I do apologize. Defense, you're holding to 14 points, and then pretty much scoreless for the rest of the game. So I'll take that because a good defense can go under 14 or under. So I'll take that.
Yes, John, yeah. I want to respond to Johnny. Of course, Johnny, we have to complain. I mean, we can stick our heads in the sand and say, "Oh, that was a hard-fought defensive game," blah 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 blah. But the fact of the matter is, the Buccaneers hit halftime with barely 100 yards of offense. At halftime, they were 0 for on third down. Mm-hmm. So there's nothing wrong with complaining about things that are obviously need to be complaining about. And I'll echo that by saying, surely, and I do mean surely, if Todd Bowles can have some complaints, if the players can have some complaints, we can have some complaints too.
I agree.
14-12. The offense looked a little better in the second half. The defense really kept the team in the game. I mean, that's kind of like been verbatim so far this season. Where I struggle with is some of the play calling selection, and we're always going to question that in the loss. How we might even question that in some of the victories. But I'll say this: all the stuff that went bad during the game, you get the touchdown, you're going for 2. In a situation that you have to go for 2 before you score a touchdown, you should already have that 2-point play called.
It's got to be bang, ready to go.
Right. How do you get a delay a game in that situation?
Man, that's just poor clock management. It's poor timekeeping. I mean, we don't know the ins and outs of it, but that call should have gone the moment that touchdown touched someone's hands. We're doing this, brother, and it's just straight up. It's what's going to happen. Exactly.
And Johnny, no, this isn't the same team we'll see in Week 14. Do you want to know why? That's 11 weeks from now, dude. So of course it's not the same team.
But we're reacting to right now. I'm not reacting.
I'll go so far as to say,
a fucking time machine to get me the fuck there.
Exactly. I'll go so far as to say there's not one team in the NFL that will be the same in Week 14 that they are today. So come on, dude. I understand you don't want to hear complaining, so don't listen. This is for the people who want to complain. This is for the people that want to vent. As you pointed out before, the word fan comes from the word fanatical. We're here to let people be fanatical. That said, I do want to shout out the defense did do some good stuff. They did some questionable stuff too, but I mean, it's Aaron Rodgers. It's not like they were playing against Baker Mayfield or Johnny Manziel or something. And when it mattered, they got off the field. They made the plays they needed to play. The turnovers by the offense, the penalties, the untimely penalties, not necessarily the full amount, but 73 on the Brady scramble and another long play in the first half. 73, number 73. I'm not even going to say his name. I think it's Billy Joe Walton or something. Anyway, cost the Buccaneers about 50 to 60 yards in offense on those 2 penalties, which in the grand scheme of things, you're like, well, that's just, that's how it is. But both of the plays that were called back, the team was gaining momentum heading towards the other team's red zone and, well, potentially a score, hopefully.
Exactly. And my biggest takeaway, my biggest thing for this game was run the football and play defense. And I still stand by that. You can't run the football when you're having holding penalties and false start penalties, because 1st and 15 is not easy to get in a run game. Like, it's not bad, it's not worse. Second and 15 or 2nd and 10, it's a much bigger climb, and it forces you to throw the football. Cole Beasley, I'm going to give him a shout out today, because a guy who's had 3 freaking practices, yeah, he had a little hiccup here and there, but somebody who's had 3 practices made that much of an impression on the game that he did. He shouldn't have had that much of an impression on the game, because there should have been guys like the Jalen Dardens who have been there all fucking camp. The guys such as Brashard Perriman. Brashard Perriman had a catch here and there, but the other guys in that team that are further in the depth chart than someone like a Cole Beasley, and he's making clutch catches like that, that's kind of depressing.
Yeah. I mean, you got to give Cole Beasley credit, because he's been there since Tuesday. They did
exactly
2 practices. He's got that skill set that Brady likes in his little, I call them little tiny wide receivers like Amendola, Welker, whoever the other short guy with the beard is. They all have short beards. The problem the obvious problem was you're missing your top 3 wide receivers. Okay. And you got those solid 3 wide receivers plus this depth at receiver this offseason, because you knew you weren't going to have Gronk, and you'd have to make up for that. So no Gronk to start the season. All your wide receivers are hurt or are nursing injuries. Someone had to step up, and it looked like it would be Brashard Perriman again, and then he got the fumbleitis. Looked like Russell Gage was going to, he did get a lot of targets. He got a lot of catches, decent yardage, but key turnover. You can't turn the ball over against potential playoff teams. You just can't.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be a bit soft on Brashard Perriman and the fumbles. When you look at the fumble, teams fumble, right? And it happens. It's bull. That's what happens in bull. What I want to see, I mean, I'm going to go back and look at the tape. I'll probably look at it tomorrow when I'm a little bit more sober. I do apologize to everyone on that. You have a slightly inebriated English person. Good times. But I would like to see his ball security, and I want to see if he's holding the ball and it was just a good hit on the ball, then yeah, that's football. I don't have a problem with it. If he's waving the ball around like a piece of freaking bread, yeah, we got a fumble problem, and we need to sort that kid out and make sure that he can tuck the ball in right. So it comes down to that kind of stuff. You can just get lucky sometimes on a fumble. It happens. Hey, when our team makes it, it's great. When our team obviously coughs it up, it's not so great.
And like Johnny said, Leonard Fournette did have 35 yards rushing, but I believe that was on 16 carries. So that's like a 3-yard average, or a 2-yard average at best, like 2.15. But the point being, the real problem here with this offense is the offensive line. Brady was, he wasn't beat up all day as bad as you would think. But
no, they were really soft sacks.
They didn't have a lot of confidence in running long routes. It was all short and underneath because they wanted to get the ball out quick, and that's good. But that said, you got I want to say a 4th-string left tackle, who I don't understand. To me, the way that game was playing out, and he was struggling so mightily. That's typically when you let Gronk stay in a couple times and help him out. So if it's Keeft or whoever, Keeft, why wasn't he in there helping that guy out more? But, we can sit here and pull apart game plan and play calling decision all we want. We're not there in the heat of the moment.
We won a Super Bowl because the team couldn't max protect. So there you go. That says it all. We got told that Travis Kelce is a really good blocker. Yet he did not block a single soul in that fucking Super Bowl. when they had offensive line. Because they lost it, and when they lost the game, those Kansas City Chiefs fans came out and went, "Yeah, but we lost 2 tackles." I'm like, but you have the best blocking tight end in football. So what's the fucking problem? Stick him on the line, get him to protect. You got a good wide receiver. Hey, you can make some plays.
By the way, that's the Bucs' next opponent. It's the Kansas City Chiefs next week,
Here we
prime
go.
time, and the Chiefs lost to the Colts today.
It just goes to show they can lose. I didn't see that one coming, to be honest. I thought I felt that the Colts needed a win. They needed a win to kind of solidify their season to even exist at this point. But I didn't see them winning, to be honest. I saw Kansas City, I wouldn't say running away with it. I thought it'd be a hard-fought battle, but I thought Kansas City would win it.
I feel like every time a quarterback walks into the building for the Indianapolis Colts, aside from Peyton Manning, it's like they go through this porthole of average. Like, the other guy who retired, what was his name? Johnny will know it. The guy who got hurt.
Who?
God. Anyway, the Colts have not had much luck since their quarterback retired.
Andrew Luck.
Yeah, Andrew Luck. Since Luck left, they've gone through Carson Wentz. They got Matt Ryan, and Matt Ryan's had his day, but I don't think he's the answer. I think the Colts are a silly quarterback away from being an actual AFC contending team. That said, 14-12, man. That's just it's disappointing. But I guess the positive spin is you'd rather be beat up with injuries and struggle in a game like this in week 3 than in week 13, 14, 15, or 16. That said, you can't drop conference or divisional games. But Bucs are sitting 2-1. They've got a couple tough ones in front of them, including the Kansas City Chiefs next week. Another good thing was I don't recall any major or any significant injuries at all for the Buccaneers today.
No, and we also gained something in the sense that the Saints, who are our biggest rival for the NFC South crown, also dropped their second game.
So, hey, Jameis,
they're still behind us. They're still eating our dust. So
yeah, Jameis is returning to his old form. I think 4 interceptions in the last 2 games, and if you watch that game, there was 2 other ones that should have been picked off. So I'll say this. With Kamara back, the Saints are a much better team offensively, but I still think the Bucs can beat the Saints again if Jameis Winston's going to play the way he's played so far this season. Buccaneers offense, 3 games, 3 touchdowns. I know there's been injuries, but that's still a concern, right?
Yeah, because this team, everyone's going to go to the offensive line, and rightly so, because that's the biggest weakness. And obviously, it's not just the offensive line that's beat up; it's also the wide receiver position. So you got 2 positions: one's receiving the football, and one's protecting the quarterback. So yeah, you're going to get a little bit of shake-up in that. But in that first game, it wasn't quite as bad. Like that first game, we should have been a little bit better. But it's the first game; it's the team that's feeling out. But here's the thing. All the guys that are currently ready to go up and play for Tom Brady would probably be the guys further down the depth chart when Tom Brady left for 11 days. And that's not me hating on Tom Brady, but that's a fact right now. Tom Brady left for 11 days to do whatever the hell he did. There's rumors of whatever the hell he did. It's irrelevant. But the people like Scotty Miller, Russell Gage, they're not regular guys in the 1s. They're regular guys in the 2s. So they'll spend a little bit of time with Tom Brady, but they'll spend the majority of their time with someone like a Blaine Gabbert during training camp. That's going to have a knock-on effect because now he's surrounded by guys who haven't had spent as much time with him. You see what I'm saying?
That obviously the chemistry, the injuries, they all play a factor. And again, it's week 3. It's not like the Packers are a crappy team and the Bucs came out and got beat by, I don't know, the Texans.
We didn't get trashed. That game was just as hard as it was for them. They just started very well, and then the Buccaneers adjusted to what they were doing, and then the defense dug its heels in. It's unfortunate it took that long. And I say that long, 14 points to to allow a team to score 14 points in the National Football League with an 5-time, 4-time, I don't know what he is in the MVP conversation anymore because I don't care. But a regular MVP dude who's knocking on the door of who's a Hall of Famer, that's pretty decent from a defensive standpoint. You've done your job. Now your offense needs to go out and outscore any good offense should be able to outscore be able to outscore 14 points.
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of what the original Buccaneers Super Bowl team's defense said. Give us 17 points, and we're going to make sure that you win every game. Shout out to Raymond James Stadium today. They set an all-time attendance record, over 69,000 people in the stadium today. So great job. Everybody's showing up. Great job by the stadium and the Bucs selling all those tickets. But for the biggest crowd ever in Ray J, it didn't seem that loud. Now, granted, we're on the broadcast and all that, but I had a couple people, one in the press box and one actually in the stands, and they said you can still hear the chants of "Go Pack Go" in the stands, and that for some reason, when the Bucs were on defense, most of the fans were sitting on the edge of their seats nervous. So, hey, Bucs fans, go to the games. That's awesome. But if you're going to go, make some fucking noise, dude. That place should be ballistic.
But at the same time, how do we know that some of these Bucs fans know they're just, Aaron Rodgers coming to town. Oh, it's the last game potentially played by Aaron Rodgers. I'll make some money off this.
Oh, that's what they did. I mean, I'm sure people sold their tickets. They were going for a pretty high price.
Go Pack Go should not be that loud with that many Buccaneers fans in the building. I'm 100% sure that they only get a quarter. I'm going to be kind and say they get a quarter of the allocation of tickets. Unless, and the Buccaneers have been selling out lately, so it should be even lower than that. People are selling tickets to make money. So,
well, and you're not
a true Bucs fan if you're doing that. I mean, I get you want to make money. Hey, if you're in the money business, great for you. But at the same time, you're shitting on our team.
Well, my thing with the fans. Hey, I'm not sure if you guys can see, what's over the horizon, but Tom Brady won't be in Tampa next year. I doubt he'll even be in the league. So this is a last hurrah. I don't think the Buccaneers are going to be favored in a lot of games following Brady with Kyle Trask, even though they're still going to have a decent team and they're still going to be a good team. I guess what I'm saying is, fans, make an impact now. If you're there, you should leave with a hoarse voice and empty pockets, and hopefully a victory.
Yeah.
But we're not going to blame the fans. We're not going to blame any one thing in particular. What we're going to say is a 4-time MVP and Aaron Rodgers came to your house and took your lunch money, and you almost took it back, but it kind of slipped out of your hands at the last minute.
You stood up for yourself, but you still got a black eye.
Yeah.
That's what it is, isn't it? You stood up to the bully turned around and went, I want your fucking lunch money. You turned around and go, fuck you, and he punched you in the face, and you went, fucking just have my lunch money, fuck you. You still got it anyway. But, hey, it's a respect. To be honest, if the Buccaneers didn't score and it still went to the 6-14, that's diabolical. But the 12, at least there's a belief there, like that the Buccaneers defense is that good that they can do that they can dig their heels into a game. He didn't get sacked that much, and I think that was a big hard thing for me, a bit of pill for me to swallow. My biggest takeaway from a defensive standpoint was sometimes the field side corner would play off, and he just kind of stood, read the route, and then reacted. And I was like, well, that's a bit too fucking late. And it's not, I believe that's by design. I don't think that's a preference thing. I think it's by design. I think it's by the play call or what have you, or by scheme. I don't know, obviously, but if I see a corner 10 yards off, it better be 15 yards to get, because I do not want to see a corner there. I want to see a corner at 5, between 5 and 7, and that's just my opinion because of my coaching philosophy as a DB coach and as a defensive coordinator. Stay at a nice even keel so you can still read the route and react to it. If you're just going to sit at 10, they're gonna get 7 fucking yards. Especially if I'm a quarterback, I'm sat there and I see a corner sat at 8 yards. I'm going, dude, run me a 5-yard in. And he's got that outside leverage, so he's on the outside. It's a simple freaking throw. He's gonna catch it, and he's probably gonna build 2 yards on top of that. So that's a 7-yard throw off the bat. I know I've got it. It's in my back pocket. Stuff like I want people to start fighting for the Let's get a bit more handsy, because that's what this team is good at. This team is good at laying hands, blessing people. This team is good at blessing people with their hands and making sure they don't get no fucking yards. That's what we did in the last few games, and now all of a sudden we're playing off. Why? There's no reason to.
It did feel like the defense was a little flat-footed to start the game.
And they dialed it back down in.
Yeah, well, they got their groove back. I mean, like I said, you really can't say much about a defense that gives up 14 points to Aaron Rodgers in the pack.
I don't know if it can go down, Ben. I don't know if it can go down. I could do it, but my hair's got this volume, you know. It's just got this volume. It's just this is natural. People keep asking me, "Oh, do you do your hair for the show?" No, this is just natural. It's like fluff. Honestly, it's so soft. It's like stroking a cat. No one needs to know that. Let's move on to the next one.
Are we gonna have a hair discussion? Because
no. I don't have my curlers in yet.
I could definitely give you some hair, bro.
You got the hair though. You look like that angry metaler that sits at the bar who just turns around and goes, "This music's fucking dog shit," when they play like a new age song. And I know that's
only if I'm in a country bar.
Not a fan of country, I'm taking it.
No, I don't need to hear about someone's dog running away or their girlfriend cheating on them. I don't care.
But isn't the maybe not the dog running away part, but the girlfriend cheating on them? That's very new school rock music. What's it? They call it hardcore. My sister was love. My wife cheated on me.
I've got country music ranked right there with mumble rap. Yeah.
I don't mind
Skull Gang. Hey, look, Buck Skull Gang's in the house, and he's upset. He said it right there.
Right. Okay.
I am upset.
He came on the show with me and Teresa last night, so I want him to. He's gonna blame the refs. Come on, we sucked. We sucked. I'm not gonna blame it on someone else, because that's the easy thing to do. A coward blames it on someone else. We weren't good enough. That's a simple lay down fact. We weren't fucking good enough. I said at the beginning when I was sat with my wife, I turned around and went, "The Bucs don't want it right now. We don't fucking want this game," and we didn't want it until the second half. That's my opinion. The Bucs did not want the fucking game,
and that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. This is the aftermath, where you can bring your passion, you can bring your opinion, you can bring your anger, your animosity, you can bring your joy and love, but you know what you can't bring? Copyrighted music, because these fucking platforms suck ass. But anyway.
I made these beautiful videos, didn't I? Oh, I worked so hard.
We want to show everybody, hey, for all you people out there watching, it's fun to watch. It's good to interact. We appreciate the comments. But if you really want to know what this is all about, if you really want to talk about today's game, you got to grow a pair like this gentleman. We're going to call him Bucs Skull Gang in the hizzy. Let's bring him on and see what this man has to say.
Let's go, man. Gentlemen. First, number one, we lost the offensive line penalties.
Yep.
The two-point conversion killed us. Stupid.
It was fucking stupid. How do you not have that ready to go? Like the second that touchdown goes in, you go, "Let's go."
How'd you let the play clock expire?
That's what I mean. The moment that ball touches someone's hands and you hit the word touchdown, that play call's already dialed in, because you got that in your back pocket. That's your back pocket fucking play, because you knew that you needed the 2-point conversion before they even got into the fucking end zone. As soon as they had the ball at wherever we got the ball, I can't remember at the time, but the moment they get the fucking ball and they're like, right, this is the fucking drive, we have to do it. Your 2-point play conversion's got to be in your back pocket right there and fucking then. Your best 2-point play conversion has to be in your back pocket.
Yeah, the defense wanted the game. The defense wanted it. Mm-hmm. Not the first half defense. but the second half,
No,
good defense.
they let in 2. They were very soft, and I don't know if that was by play design or it was just
Bad coaching.
no, because the Buccaneers in the past, I would honestly say that we've always been that team that feels out a team and then we react, but not this year. This year we've kind of been a bit more aggressive. This year we've been very aggressive, and in this game in particular we weren't.
Did you thought the game was over after 14-3? Did you thought it was over?
I didn't think it was over because I just know that it's not. If it would have been the 21-3, that could have happened. Yeah, I think it would have been over. Because 14 points to come back on in a passing league is nothing these days.
Yeah,
all it takes is a couple of little things to go your way, and it can completely change.
Hey, the fumble Bashar Perriman killed the drive.
Oh, for sure. But fumbles happen. That's football. That's just what it was. Just a good play on the ball. It's not. It wasn't like he was going, "Here, have this."
The one fumble by the Packers defense, he wasn't. I think he was that. I think that was a fumble, but okay.
I get you, but
here's
it is what it is, bro.
But
sorry,
do you think another reason why we lost? I'm hearing because no Evans, no Godwin. I think Julio could have played today. He could have sucked it up and played the game today. Julio could have played.
I mean, I'm no medical expert. I don't know if he can go. What was it? It's a knee. It's a knee. That was the issue, wasn't it? Yeah.
But I think, man, I really think he could have played a little bit. Snap count, maybe. He could have been on the snap count.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, we don't know because we're not part of that thing, and that's not my vibe. I mean, I'm never gonna backtrack on medical staff because I'm no expert in that department. I just like football, and I coach a little bit of football myself.
Do you blame the offensive line why we lost the game today? Who gets the blame?
I blame the penalties that the offensive line, but I don't want to be that. I never am that person that just has to be. It's that one thing.
It's the whole team.
It's the combination of shitty fucking catches or no catches, right? It's the combination of poor offensive line play. It's the combination of those penalties that we got. You put all that together. That's why we lost. I don't want to be one of those people who has to depend on one thing.
Is it time to hit the pen? Time to sign Julio. Time to sign Odell Beckham, Julian Edelman. I'm hearing Gronk. Rumors are heating up.
Gronk's still saying no, so we don't know about that. Odell Beckham isn't ready to play football yet.
Is he ready now?
No.
If the Bucs call, if Tom Brady calls Odell Beckham, we need you. He's coming.
Bro, he can come all he wants. He's coming off an ACL injury. An ACL injury. Remember, Chris Godwin had an ACL injury, correct?
Yeah.
And when did Chris Godwin injure his ACL? It was in December.
Yep.
So Chris Godwin comes back September-ish, and we were all saying, I remember most Bucs fans were saying, this is too early for this cat to come back. Am I correct?
Yep.
So we were probably looking around now for Chris Godwin to come back. So my point, but Bucs Gold Gang, listen to me. Just bear with me on that one. Just listen to me, brother. I'll get that, and you can dissect me as much as you want. My point being is, I'm going to ask you the question. When do you think Chris Godwin should have come back? If you could pick any week for to go, that's Chris Godwin's return week. What was it?
Maybe between week 4 to week 6.
So, in reflection, we are in week 3 right now, correct?
Yep.
And you're asking me, should we sign someone like Odell Beckham, who injured his knee 2 months later after Chris Godwin?
I mean, to get a couple wins, a security blanket. If we had Odell today, we would have won.
No. You're not listening to me, brother. He's still out. He ain't playing no games because he injured his. He had the same injury in the Super Bowl that Chris Godwin got.
Yeah,
Chris Godwin got it done in December 2nd.
Yeah, you're right.
This cat got it done in February the something, right?
2 months later.
If you do that in math, this guy's not coming back till November.
Yeah.
That's my point, because it's all well. I completely agree with you. You could bring him in, but not right now because he's not ready to go.
How about
He
Julie?
just,
How, I heard the Bucks. I heard Julie Eman was upset we didn't hire him before Cole Beasley.
I think it's that kind of joke vibe that they have where they turn around and say it. It's a tough thing because when you have a retired guy, how much is he working at his craft?
That's Tom Brady's weapon.
Really,
That's Tom Brady's buddy weapon. He knows how
if
to
Tom Brady knew he was ready to rock and roll, trust me, he is on the Buccaneers team. That's Jules is one of his best friends. Do you really?
Yeah.
He said that. He said that in as a joke. I don't think he meant that in any straight of seriousness at
Okay.
all. Because if he wanted it, he just turned around. He turned around to Tom Brady. Tom Brady, a boy. Tom Brady always got his back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tom Brady's got that. He
Hey,
calls him Jules.
do you
Yeah. He
think?
turned around. He'd be like, "Hey, bro, we got you.
What
Come
do you
on."
think? What do you think about Russell Gage as him? As
I wasn't happy with the fumble, but I believe it's just football, so I didn't think
he gets
he
a
had some
touchdown.
good plays. He had some good plays here and there. He ended up, I believe it was the drive that we ended up getting the touchdown. He went for a lot of like quick catches, and that's what I wanted to see from the Bucs. I wanted to see quick in routes, quick out routes, quick make somebody fucking move. Let a guy catch the ball in space and propel it down the field. Not this fucking.
We should have played fast tempo the whole game. In the first quarter, from all the way to if we would have played fast offense, I think we would have been okay.
I wanted the Bucs to use the tight ends on in and out breaking routes, and I wanted to use the slots on in and out breaking routes. Real quick, like bang, 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 shit.
It seems like the only Bucs are playing good in the fourth quarter now. So that's what it seems like. We're a fourth quarter team.
But you got to understand when you're a championship team, that's when you know you need to pour on the pressure. But at the same time, the bigger the hill you got to climb, the harder it is to kind of achieve it. You know what I'm saying?
We can't. How do you feel about the Kansas City matchup now? How do you feel about this Kansas City game?
It's a tough one because they've lost, we've lost. They lost to a team they shouldn't have lost to. I can't say the Buccaneers lost to a team they shouldn't have lost to because the Green Bay Packers are still talented.
I mean, if we would have had Mike Evans, if Mike Evans would have played, we would have won. Do you think?
Yes, 100%. I am down on that. Mike Evans can put balls out of the air. He just has this ability of just being able to. You send him on a go. You send him. He's developing.
I wonder if Mike Evans regretted for hitting Lattimore. I wonder if he regret that. He regret a team loss today.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm going to ask you a question, Bucks Go Bank, and I'd like to thank you for tuning into my show last night because you really bumped up the comments. So thank you very much, sir. Here's a question from me to you. What game would you rather win, Green Bay Packers or the Saints? Get a pick.
Oh Lord, probably the Saints because that's our division.
Exactly. It's not just a division thing. It's a mental barrier.
Yep.
Buccaneers now believe that they can beat the Saints. That's a good thing.
But we lose to the Packers today. Now they got the head-to-head tiebreaker over us for seeding purposes now.
Yeah, but I don't guarantee that the Green Bay Packers are going to be number one in the division yet. There's still a lot of football to be played. We're week 3, brother. Yeah, I'm not worried about what they're going to do yet. I'm going to see what's going to happen. I still think Minnesota can do some things. I think they're just going to figure their shit out.
The Lions. How about the Lions this year? I think the Lions are a dark horse.
Didn't they just get pipped?
What you mean hip?
They got pipped, as in they just lost.
Oh, they should have won that game.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't.
Yeah, you're right.
If we could put up a fucking skill set of a ratio of how many games Buccaneers should have won and didn't win, damn, we'd be back-to-back Super Bowl champions by now, right?
Yeah, you're right. Do you think there's a as right now? This is the city of Florida. Do you think the Jags and now the Dolphins is now better than Tampa Bay Buccaneers? I
mean, the Dolphins is an interesting conversation because they have legitimate skill set talent, like as in they have
as a state of Florida
dudes in their team, but they don't have the mental barriers that the Buccaneers have broken yet. And I believe personally, and I'm going to be honest on this, the Jags, who did they play today?
The Chargers.
Did they play against the Chargers, or did they play against the Chargers without Justin Herbert? Because I didn't watch the game.
He played today. Justin Herbert played. He did play. They killed him like 38-10.
Yeah, but how did he play? Did he play poorly because of the injury? Because he's got that
Yeah.
cartilage injury.
Yeah, the injury. Yeah, you're right.
So that's what I mean. So I don't put it down. They beat the Colts. Colts can't win in Jacksonville. Like, you could turn around to them and say, look, guys, there's a gun next to your wife's head and your family's heads. All you need to do is go to Jacksonville and win a game. Every single one of their wives and children are dead. It's done. It's over. It's not going to happen. They just can't win there. 7 years or since 2000 and something. It's insane that they can't win there. And the Colts have been a good team, and they've had good players like an Andrew Luck or whoever they've got in the past, and they still can't win in Jacksonville. That's insane.
I mean, do you think the Jags are underrated now? Do you think
the Jags are definitely underrated? I've always had a little bit of respect for them. I mean, I like the Jags because they come to England quite often, so I get to watch. I'm going to the Jags game in London, so I have a bit of respect for them, just because of they're a team that I can get to watch now and again. But as it goes, I don't see them winning their division. I don't see them.
I'm curious how much the tickets cost to go to those games. Is it expensive?
I mean, my ticket cost. I gotta do the math now, because I know how much it costs in English pounds.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
So I'm gonna try and dollar it here and go. I got really good tickets. Sideline, bottom tier, not right in front of the sideline. A couple of bits back. Probably cost me about $100.
Not bad.
They're decent tickets. I'll take it. But the Bucs game in Munich.
Hey, did you know?
You're looking at a couple of grand.
Did you know the Bucs game was almost? We broke a record today for the fan base. 69,000 record breaking.
Yeah, bro.
It might be.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I just wish we got them a win.
Maybe the record could be broken next week against Kansas City.
What is the maximum hold of that stadium now?
I don't even know.
I think it is it's a 69,000 stadium. I just don't know how far it goes up per human being. But yeah, I want to see it. And the thing that people don't understand, I'm going to just piggyback it to what's happening in England. And this is a lot of Americans don't understand why Jacksonville plays in England. Jacksonville plays in England for one reason only. It is a quarter of their revenue, because we have a 90,000 stadium and they sell it out.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I do believe we top off a couple of segments, so it's about an 85,000 stadium, and it's sold out every time they set foot in it.
Wow. Hey, can you guys buy the Jaguars? Maybe have you guys thought about buying the Jaguars?
England buying the Jacksonville Jags?
Yeah.
I do believe it's probably a long-term plan of the owner. I don't know per se, because the owner also owns a soccer team in London.
Oh, okay.
Khan owns a soccer team in London, Fulham, who is a division or two away from being Premiership. So it's probably something he's thinking about. But he keeps renovating that stadium, so I don't know what his mindset is.
Wow. Because after City, because the 4-3 teams, I'm not worried because Bucs lost today. Because the Jaguars, man, they're just probably a show and tell. They're gonna start losing soon.
Exactly, and I completely agree with you. But for them, it's a good thing to beat.
The Jaguars is number one team in that division right now, as of today.
Yeah, no, they weren't. It's not even as of today. It was last week as well. Because if you look at it, they won a division. They won a divisional game, and then the team before them that played when they drew.
Yep.
Colts and Texans drew, so then they lost.
Yep.
So they are number one in their division before they even came in today. Now they've solidified their position as number one, which is insane, because the Jags last year, the year before that, the year before
Number
that,
one
they were
pick.
trash.
Number one pick. Maybe that's what they need. I have to see a couple more games of Jacksonville and see if they're really a legit team.
I don't think they'll be a legit team. I think they're just having their moments where they'll pip a team here and they'll pip a team there. They'll knock this team out and whatever. If I was going to be kind right now, I would turn around and say they're going to end up having a 8-9 season.
I'm scared to bet money on them.
Oh, you like to bet?
Yeah, I'm scared to bet money. I'm scared to bet money on the Jags. I don't know.
If you put low money on them, I mean, imagine right now, you turn around and say they make the playoffs. You got to remember, there's a 7th spot now in the playoffs. It's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout. And nobody's running away. No one's running away with that division just yet. The NFC South is the NFC South sucks.
Because we got the Jaguars, we got the Colts, the Titans, and the Texans.
Hey, the Texans had a great game. I'll give them all the accolades that they deserve because I did not see them winning that game. I had the Raiders to win that game all day long because they lost their left tackle. When you lose your left tackle, who's a Pro Bowl and All-Pro in Taylor Lewan, I kind of expected all kind of nightmares to happen for him.
I didn't expect the Falcons to beat the Seahawks today. I did not see that coming.
That's a tough one because both those birds, they ain't got no claws no more. There's no claws in those birds. They're basically turkeys, and they just like to get carved up. So you take two turkeys. They'll probably just sit there, and one of them's eventually going to win.
Man,
hey, Slick, I want to jump in here real quick. I hate to interrupt you, boys, but sitting in the lobby right now.
Yes, sir.
This will be a first, I'm sure, for Slick, and I'm sure for Bucs Skull Gang. But sitting in the lobby right now, do we call him a legend?
Yeah.
Do we call him a super fan? No. Legend? Probably. What we can say is an innovator, a Bucs fan, and probably the guy who could hurt people's feelings with a sentence or less. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Rick Hughes to the broadcast.
Yeah.
Don't call me a legend. Just call me.
Whoop, whoop. What's up?
Hey, how are you?
Man, what's up, Rick Hughes?
How you doing?
Are you upset? I know you're heated, I bet.
No, I'm not heated.
What's your takes on the game?
Okay, to me, it's kind of, look, if the Bucs had the wide receivers that they're going to have in there next week, we would have won the game. All right.
Which one?
We would have won the game today if we would have had Julio Jones, if we would have had Mike Evans. I mean, Todd Bowles basically said Jones is back next week. He could have played this week, but they decided to hold him out anyway.
We could have had him. But if we had Julio Jones, we could have won today.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm not worried about the fact, okay, I'd rather have him be very healthy and not push it. Okay, we lost the game today. It's one game. That's okay. Come back. Yeah, look, I expect an offensive explosion next week. All right? I think when you have the tools back, when everybody's back, when the team starts to play like everybody's back, has the confidence of everybody being back, you're going to see the results of everybody being back.
Rick Hughes, do you believe in it?
I've missed you, Rick. I've missed you. Because you've got so much energy about you.
Yes, you do.
Like, you've already got me going, yes, we're offensive explosion. I'm ready. I'm fucking doing this. We're doing this. I'm excited now.
I think it's the truth. I mean, it was hard today. It was tough to watch. Every time I've said this before
in the past, you have been 100% right, Rick. So I get where you're coming from. I knew you're dialed in here and there.
I'm not upset we lost today, but we should have won.
Yes, we should have won, but our top 3 receivers were out injured. The number 4 has a hamstring problem. We're playing with our number 3 left tackle. I mean, hey, come on.
But the penalties, though, what was in that game? We could have won. We could have won today. But let's be honest.
Nobody's saying we couldn't have won. We could have won. We didn't win. Okay, that's disappointing. We're 2-1. We're leading the division. Bluntly put, that's last week. Now we've got the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, so look, guys, are you going to? Yeah, Do you want to sit here and keep talking about, oh no, we lost a game we shouldn't have lost with our, with our 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 receivers. We should, with our number 3 tackle, who's, we'll have our number 1 tackle back next week. Listen, man, people are going to be back next week. All right. We're going to be okay. We made it through a tough week. They threw a curveball at us. We couldn't hit the curveball, but don't worry. The fastball's coming. Okay.
Outside four here, boys. Outside four here. When we went into that game when Mike Evans got suspended, Mike Evans was carrying injuries, and now he's had another week to recover.
Right.
With no football wear and tear on him.
Yep.
So he basically got a bye week for free.
Tell me who in this division is better than the Buccaneers. We got 3 weeks in. Who in this division is better than the Buccaneers? Nobody. So the Bucs are going to win the division, and then you're in the playoffs. I'm perfectly fine going into the playoffs at 10-7 if we have to. I don't care. Get into the playoffs and be ready and be healthy.
Do you believe the Panthers are a threat now after they beat the Saints?
No, Mac Jones. They practically had to carry the guy off the field.
Oh, that guy looked like he was dying.
Right.
I thought he was going to give birth to an ankle injury or some shit.
Right. He got hurt. The Patriots. Am I worried about the Patriots? No, I'm not worried about the Patriots.
The Saints and Panthers, it said.
No. No. I thought you said Patriots. No, I'm not worried about the Saints and the Panthers or the Falcons.
The Panthers are better fucking solid because they took a team that was probably more legitimately a threat to us in the division than the Panthers are.
No, Panthers
do you realize that the Buccaneers are leading the division with all of these injuries?
Yep. We could have easily been 0-3 with those injuries.
Right. What's going to happen now? You've got all these injuries. Everybody's coming back. Let me say it again. Everybody's coming back. We'll have everybody back within the next 2 weeks, and then you'll see what the real Buccaneers are. You're 2-1. We're fine.
Except Ryan Jensen, though. Is your status he can come back?
No, I'm sorry. This may be controversial.
Back until the playoffs.
Right. If at all, and let me tell you something, I'm not sure we need him back, okay? Maybe if you want to bring him back in the playoffs as depth. But I don't think that Ryan Jensen, I'm sorry to say this, guys, I don't think he's going to be any better than Hazy, okay? I think we're fine. That hasn't been an issue. You guys
There's a
realize
reason
that.
why people don't spend stupid money on centers.
Well, no, I mean, that doesn't bother me. Spend money on both sides of the ball on the line.
I'm not kind of like discrediting what he does. What I'm saying is there's a reason why centers aren't the most highest position paid on the offensive line.
Right.
So, and that's not me slating what he does because he's incredibly good at what he does. I'm just saying there's a reason why it's not the highest paid position on the line.
Right.
It's left tackle, then right tackle, and then it's the guards, and it becomes a bit more of a confusion there. And I think you're absolutely right because I think the more that that center we got right now, he's just going to get more and more involved with Brady. He isn't playing particularly bad right now.
He's playing good. It's not that he's playing. It's not just that he's not playing bad. He's playing good. The line's done just fine. Look, Brady held the ball for a long time on some of the sacks. Okay.
Remember that Brady big play with the big run with Brady? If it wasn't for the holding call, oh my God, Brady was going off with the big run.
Yeah, look, it's just this simple, guys. It doesn't seem complicated to me. All right, it seems simple. We're leading the division. Everybody gets caught up in all the static and all the storylines and all of that. We're leading the division as a walking wounded football team. Okay, what's gonna happen when we have our starters back? Think about it.
How about what's the Tom Brady? Do you think Tom Brady's not playing good because Tom Brady getting divorced with Gazelle?
I don't know. You know what? I don't know about it. Don't care about it. Not my business.
No, because I'm saying, I wonder if you know about that stuff, Ricky.
No, I don't know anything about that. Nobody knows anything about that. Everybody's talking like they do know.
It's just speculation at this point.
Right.
Here's the thing, and I'm just going to give you my 2 cents worth, and you can either disagree or agree with me.
Okay, buddy.
Right. He retired. That's a fact. Can we all agree that he retired last year? Is that a
Yes.
fact?
Yes.
Because I'm all about facts. So
Yes.
let's go with another. And I'm going to add another fact in here. He unretired.
Mm-hmm.
So if
Yes.
you retire and then you unretire and you're a partner in that relationship, would you be annoyed that your partner's gone, oh, yeah, I'm retired. I'm done. I'm over. It's over. We're all good.
Guys,
Settle
he's
down.
not the first. If he's getting a divorce, he's not the first quarterback to get a divorce. Okay,
Dude,
it's not even his
Rick,
first time getting a divorce. Leave it.
Rick, can
Let's
you let me
stop.
finish? I'm building more. I'm putting blocks on, brother. I'm putting blocks
Okay,
on.
go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I'm just trying to build a story here. Would you, if you were Giselle Bundchen and you have been told by your partner who has been doing the National Football League for a while, who gets hit by big boys, that he's retiring, and then all of a sudden he turns around and goes, you know what, I'm not retired. You'd be upset. Is that a fair assessment? You'd be a little bit upset, right? Now wait for me. I can see School Gang's face looking at me. What the fuck is this guy talking about? I'm getting to it. Trust me. He then unretires. She's annoyed. Do you think she's going to divorce him over one disagreement? Come
No,
on
I'm
now.
sure there's more than that. Look, no
I
life
don't think
is
it's
that
just that, though. I
simple.
think it's a case of you finish this season. If he finishes this season out, Rick, hear me
You
out.
guys are
He
killing
finishes
me.
this season out and he retires. It's done. They're happy. They go off into their fucking whatever they do. And that's what I'm trying to get at is I get where you're coming from, but what I'm trying to say is it can all be nullified if he retires. He has a job on the table ready to rock and roll whenever he wants it.
Look, there's more going on than that. Something else is going on because Brady is different. He looks different. He's acting different. There's something different. I think we can all agree on that, even though none of us know what it is, and everybody's,
But you can argue it's
think
the problem with between him and his wife. That you could say that's the reason.
people argue all kinds of crap that we don't know about.
Course,
okay, so the thing is, brother, we don't know what it is, but there's something different. All I can tell you is this: something's different, but we're still 2-1. We're still leading the division. We're still better than every team in the division, and the only thing that matters is once the playoffs start, is he ready?
I think he's ready to finish his legacy up because I think this is the legacy year.
Yes, that's it. Okay, so let's get ourselves to the playoffs. That's really all we need to do and be healthy when we get there.
I was just piggybacking off what he said, and
I know, but that stuff kills me.
And it's just a personal opinion. I don't think I'm right in any sense of this. I don't know shit. I'm not sat with Tom Brady right now. Come on screen. Yeah, it's not happening. And I'm just going off what my relationship with my wife. If I were to throw this kind of like turnbuckle at her, what would happen? And that's where I'm going with it. I'm just going off like a realistic point of view. Now, their relationship isn't the same as mine and my wife's at all. Not even remotely close. Yeah,
if my relationship with my supermodel wife was the same.
Well, I like to think my wife's a supermodel. Fiona, if you're out there, she's definitely asleep right now. You are my.
She may be beautiful. She may be wonderful. Okay, so this is what also kills me when people say things like, "Oh yeah, she wants them to be at home with the kids more." How many effing salespeople are out there on the road working on the road every week, and they do it, 12 months a year, working their butts off trying to support their families? Okay, so Tom Brady's gone half of the time. Wait, half of the games. Tom Brady is gone during half of a year when they play, and the rest of the time he's available to the family. Okay, the thing is this: he's with them more than the average working man probably is. All right, so let's stop. Let's stop with all the oh, he's got to, she wants him to be home with the family more. Listen, she wants him to stop playing. She wants him to be healthy. Whatever. They're having problems. I don't care.
Why people go down this alley? Because the media likes that alley.
Well, let me tell you what I care about. I care about Why is his attitude different this year? He has seemingly been more negative, okay, emotionally and mentally.
Yeah, I can agree with
Why
that.
now? Now listen, we were complaining about Bruce Arians maybe bringing a red pen to the game plan last year.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yep.
they were moving the ball, weren't they?
Yep.
Okay,
So
now we're seeing Byron
technically the
Leftwich
shackles should be
unleashed.
off right now, Rick. Technically, the shackles are off, and they can just go bombs away. Technically,
Now, right now,
because there's no red pen.
I like the fact that they're running the ball more. I like the fact that they're running the ball. It's going to keep Brady healthy. I don't care if he's an MVP. Okay, run the ball, but let's also not run Lenny into the ground. We need to get Rashad White into the game. We need to start using some other running backs. All right, because we're going to run Lenny into the ground, and by the time playoffs come along, he's going to be injured. All right, so yeah, we need to start doing some other things. Having said that, we're 2-1. Everybody's coming back. You know, the Chiefs lost today to a team that's not that good. I'm next week, look out. And that's that everything points to a good week next week. All right. And we've been through the fire. We've been through the really bad injuries, and now we're gonna start getting our guys back. The walking wounded are coming back, and you're gonna see a difference. You can't look at the game today and get down about the offense or get down, we couldn't score more points, and this is like back in the day. No, it's not. No, it's not, because back in the day, Mike Evans wasn't about to step off the bench. Why? Because back in the day, Julio Jones wasn't about to step off the bench, and Chris Godwin. And you know what? By the end of the year, would you be shocked if Gronkowski's back? No, probably not. He'll probably come back later in the year. So the thing is this, guys.
I don't see
You disagree? I don't know.
I disagree, because I just don't think he'll be in football shape.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter whether he comes back.
You look at the 2020 season, it took him mid-season to do anything.
But it doesn't even matter if he comes back, okay? That's not even the point. The point isn't whether or not he comes back. The point is that
I'm just disagreeing.
Right.
I just don't see
No,
it.
and fine. I'm not fighting for that. I don't know that he will or not. I have no idea. Okay. I'm saying the point of the matter is this team, what this team is now at 2-1, we're gonna be better. We're gonna be better.
This is not even
so right. So get excited, guys, because this is a fun year. And everybody, oh my God, the tweets and the Facebook messages and all this, like the sky's falling. Are you kidding me? We're leading the division. Okay, so stop it. Stop worrying about Julian Edelman. Stop worrying about, what about Odell Beckham? Stop it. Okay, you got a good team that's leading the division.
I'm going to throw a couple of curveballs your way by some of our commenters. What do you think of that?
What's that?
I've been saying Sam Leftwich is a horrible offensive coordinator, and Scotty Miller's freaking garbage, can't catch a freaking pass.
I think you're right about number 2.
I don't think these people had a problem with him catching passes when he was catching them in an NFC championship game. So that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah, I think he's right about the second part.
About him not
Leftwich, we don't know yet.
He's been freakishly poor with his hands, to be fair.
Yeah, we don't know yet, so we'll see. All right, listen, I gotta run.
Okay, Rick. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Thank you for jumping on, brother.
You got it. You have a great one.
And you, man. See you soon. Spot on from Johnny Dean, as always. Hail to the king. I'm going to try and read this right. Yakon Ben Israel. It's not all hail to our new king, King Charles. It's King Slick. What the fuck is wrong with you, brother? I'm King Slick. First of his name. Builder of football. Chatter of bullshit. And a guy who likes to drink beer. What more do you want from a king? Chris Cole says, Aleph just had 12 runs, and how does any team win like that? Fans need to relax. It's a fair point, brother. It really is. It's not the worst game we could have played. We played against a good team, and we came up short, and we came up agonizingly short. I think that's why it hurt so much, because it was agonizingly short. it took us so long before we made our impression in the game, because if we would have just got another field goal and it goes 9-14, it looks depressing. But the Buccaneers go and get that tutty, and then they're in position to put this game in overtime. And we all know, as Buccaneers fans, what Tom Brady can do with a little bit of overtime magic. So we're all hoping, we're all putting our bets on it, hoping that this guy, Thomas Patrick Brady Jr., can do a little bit more. It doesn't happen. And you know what? That happens sometimes. There are times where it just doesn't work. And it was because we did something stupid and we had to go from the 7, not from the 2. But it is what it is. And we move on, because this game's in the past. This game's in the record book. It's written. It's slammed shut. It's done. So now we go into the next one. Now we have my homeboy. It's the rematch. They're going to big this game up big. They're going to put flares on it. They're going to put little flowers here and there. It's going to look so pretty. It's my homeboy getting his revenge. And we need to shut that shit down. I want to see his wide receivers do absolutely sweet fuck all, if I'm brutally honest. I want to see Tom Brady finally turn this team into an offensive dynamo. Because they're an okay defense. They're not a great defense. Let's do what we're good at. Hopefully Mike Evans is back. Let's hope that we get a little taste of Julio Jones. Let's hope we get a little bit of magic from Chris Godwin. Bring those boys in. With the running game that we got, those offensive line get a little bit more savvy. Hey, it's a completely different game that we go into. So let's not look at this game that we lost as in all is done, it's all over, it's all bad, because it's not. We're moving on. We're moving on up, baby. Moving on up. I don't know if everyone knows that. It might be an English song. I have no idea. You're correct about Leftwich. Still can't believe we kept Scotty Miller and cut Tyler Johnson. You know, I kind of agree with that, to be honest, Stephen Gasser. But you know what? I'm not an NFL coach, and I'm not Byron Leftwich, and I'm not Tom Brady. And I'm telling you right now, if Tom Brady turns around to me and says, "Boss, Tyler Johnson's all right. I want to keep that Scotty Miller boy." You telling me brutally, honestly, because Tyler Johnson made plays in a preseason without Tom Brady. All these guys that everyone campaigned for, Devin Tompkins, great, had a great preseason, fantastic preseason. Tyler Johnson, amazing preseason, in all fairness to him. And who was the other gentleman? Jarrett Stidham, great preseason too. 2 of them on the practice squad. One's got picked up by the Texans, because Tom Brady trusts a Scotty Miller more. He trusts someone like Brashard Perriman more. I'm telling you, I don't even know if Scotty Miller would be in the team if Cyril Grayson was 100. If Cyril Grayson wasn't on, I didn't have an injury settlement right now. I honestly believe that. So it comes down to what Tom Brady wants, because you want to keep him satisfied. If he knows he's got the good shit, you're hopefully going to spin it. And we've already seen glimmers of what a Brashard Perriman, of what these other guys. Cole Beasley had a decent game, considering he just walked on the team. He walked onto the team and had that kind of game. Imagine what he's going to do in week 8 with this team. Probably a lot more. You'll probably find one of those guys will be on the Scotty Miller might be on the outside looking in. So we can turn around and go, "Oh, this guy had a great preseason." Preseason means nothing, because we're looking at the preseason game. There's X amount of snaps in a preseason game. You know what's got more snaps? Those controlled scrimmages. Those controlled scrimmages have a heck of a lot more involved. And maybe a Scotty Miller just did a little bit more in those. And also, we heard Coach Bowles turn around and came out and said, it came down to special teams. I've never seen Tyler Johnson play special teams. I've seen Scotty Miller play special teams. So there you go. Let's move on. Fournette couldn't rush for 10 yards on a high score defense in his life. Dude, go and check Yakin Ben Israel. Go and check Leonard Fournette. He is a blue chip college prospect. It means he fucking killed people for a living and then went to Louisiana State and killed people for a living. There's a reason he's a first round pick. He just went up against a decent offensive front. They figured it out. It's over. To be honest, I don't even think he had that bad of a game. I think we abandoned the run very quickly because our offensive line was popping up stupid penalties. You can't run the football on first and 20. You're not going to run the football. It's irrelevant. It's just not going to happen. You're not going to run the football on 2nd and 15. Not going to do it. You end up going to your passing game. It's what everyone does, and that was in that game. When he ran the football, he had a couple of bad ones. He had some good ones too. I think he played okay. I don't think he played great. I don't think he played bad. I think he just played okay. Any news on the Glazers and Man United, mate? Sorry, bud. I'm hoping they sell Man United and put Paul in the end zone so guys can jump off the pirate ship and jump into a jacuzzi. Because I couldn't give a shit about fucking United. Because United are nobodies. Oh, bless it. Oh, bless him. He supports Millwall. That's because you're trash. Let's move on. Next. So, Buccaneers now going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. We are going up against a big offensive tyrant. If we can subdue that, maybe some of y'all will not be too worried about the season. Personally, I'm not. I'd have liked my biggest disappointment in this game against the Packers was our corners on occasion played off too much. I never want to see a corner play 10 yards off because you're allowing them to gain 10 yards and then do something. I don't like the idea of that. Plus, they got a backpedal in that. So they sit, wait, and they get to about here and they go, oh, I'm going to backpedal. Easy. It's just easy soft yards. I want to see someone play at that 5. My philosophy doesn't mean I'm right. Doesn't mean I'm right at all. I'm probably not. But I don't like it. I don't like seeing cornerbacks play off. Because it affects the run game because you've got to come down from 10 yards. And it affects the passing game because, yeah, you're protecting the deep routes, but you're not protecting the intermediate routes. And it's going to keep churning up the field, which is what they did. But the Buccaneers adjusted to it and they played much better. So I'm happy that they did that. It's just unfortunately it was a little too late, so to speak. Hopefully the Buccaneers have done this team before. Do the Buccaneers have the formula? I remember people turning around and the Buccaneers had the formula to beat the Saints. Oh, sorry, not the Saints. The Buccaneers had the formula to beat the Chiefs. Wow. That's impressive. Let's see if it holds. I hope our Buccaneers go to town because we didn't get as many sacks as we deserved and should have got. Shaq Barrett, I'm hoping, has a career day and throws my homeboy like a little rag doll, and he throws those little sexy passes, and someone like an Antoine Winfield intercepts it. And I'm going to bring this up because I don't care. Am I a Chelsea fan or a Bayern München fan? Mate, I'm neither because I don't care about soccer. Soccer's irrelevant. It's cross practice by people who can't do contact because they're too scared. I'd rather watch jiu-jitsu. I'd rather watch my nan cook than watch soccer personally. I'm a rugby fan and I like a bit of. I love my American football, but I do love rugby. So Chelsea, Bayern München, no, not my thing. Sorry, do apologise. But if you're a Bucks fan, hey, we can talk some ball. But let's break down on this, guys. Our Buccaneers got one more home game coming up, and it's against a team the Buccaneers beat. They want revenge. Are the Buccaneers going to revert to the same game plan that they had last time? Or are they going to tweak it a little bit? Because the team's slightly different that we're going up against. Not entirely different, but slightly different. And we now know they can lose. This will be interesting because a little Mike Evans is definitely back. And I say little, I mean a little lot. Big boy. Big boy Mike Evans is back. Hopefully Julio Jones is back. Chris Godwin could still make an appearance. You turn around and say that? This game could be very, very fun to watch. I don't know if the dude's going to come back in. If he doesn't come back in, I'm going to call it in the next 5. But guys, as always. So I'm just reading some of the comments here. Is all your favorite play? Do you know how to write with English? If you're English, dude, you need to go back to school, bruh. All your favorite player, Steven Gerrard. Let's go, Devils, mate. Damn, I mean, please go and do your GCSEs again because I'm worried about you. I'm sure your family's worried about you. You can't keep working in a supermarket. It's not good for your soul. They'll steal it. Chris Cole says schedule gets easier after next week. Yeah, it does. This was the toughest part. We went against some good teams. We went against on paper, and we're talking on paper because this is how we decide these games. We talk about these games on paper, of course. That game against the Cowboys was probably the easiest one on paper. Then there's the mental boundary of the Saints. We defeated that. So now we're 2-0. We lose against the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, we should have won. Personally, we should have won, but we were beat up. It happens. It's football. It's not like we got our. It's not like someone broke our jaw and we just had to spit teeth for a while. We can move on from this and we can go into the next game absolutely fine. Mike Evans is 100% back. He's now rested technically, so that helps us a little bit. If you're going to look at it from a positive standpoint, which is what I always do, he's going to come back. Hopefully, we get Julio Jones. We don't know where Chris Godwin was out. He could come back on a limited fashion, and all of a sudden, this Buccaneers offense could have that explosion that Rick was talking about. So what I'm saying is, guys, let's not press the panic button just yet. Let's enjoy the ride. Hey, we get to week 6. We get to week 8, and we're 6-2. That ain't bad. People got to look at this. The schedule that we were given. That schedule was terrible, and I said to myself, if we come out the first 4 weeks, 4-0 would be a miracle. We come out 3-1. It's a great start. If we go 2-2, it's not great, but we can build on it. Yak and Ben Israel, I'd like to point his conversation out. I really can't be bothered because it's about soccer, something about pants and Millwall. No one cares about Millwall, so let's move on about Millwall. Guys, I don't think Dude's coming back. If he does come back while I'm talking, then we can go with it. But until then, guys, always appreciate that you guys jump in. I love it when you guys have a chat. Little yak on it, Ben Israel. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably jerking himself over in some sort of fucking lion's den, from what it sounds. Soft in a lion's den. I don't even know what you want to do, yak on it. Some weird shit. Don't worry about it, brother. You do you. But ultimately, guys, let's not worry about this game. We've got another game. This game's done. It's in the history books. It's over. What happens now? We dust ourselves off. We get the beers flowing. And we have ourselves a good time. And hopefully our Buccaneers will show their mettle. They'll show us that there's a reason why we're Bucs fans and why we like to cheer. Guys, that's all from me. Always a pleasure, never a chore. Love you to pieces. Please check out Across the Bucking Pond on Saturdays. I'm going to do the math on this, and that is 7:15 p.m. Eastern. And then I will be jumping on also with Buck Wild, our big topic discussion where you guys just come in and just trash it all and just chat football like you kind of are now. We can chat a bit of ball and we can get going. That's Buck Wild. Buck Wild is at 9 p.m. Eastern. We get going. Come join us. Guys, we've been Bucks Report. Hope you're enjoying the content. Remember, comment, like, subscribe, unsubscribe, unlike, resubscribe, relike. I'll see you guys soon. Much appreciated. Coach Slick out. Peace.